My name is Alora Snodgrass. I'm from Muhlenberg County, and this is a eulogy for Finnick Odair. Being a career tribute from District 4, Finnick Odair was the victor of the 65th Annual Hunger Games. He became a tribute at the young age of 14 and was mentored by the previous victor, Mags. The following 9 years after winning the 65th Hunger Games, he was very popular in the capital, and he mentored the District 4 tributes, including his true love, Annie Cresta. When the 75th Annual Hunger Games came along, he was reaped again as a tribute because President Snow wanted this Hunger Games to be made up of previous victors. During the game, he wanted to be Katniss's ally, and so to gain her trust, he had to show her a bracelet that Haymitch had given him to gain her trust, to let her know that he was reliable. And after he earned her trust, he befriended her and Peeta Mellark. After Katniss destroyed the arena in the 75th Hunger Games, her and Finnick were rescued and taken to District 13. My relationship with Finnick Odair started in Catching Fire. I was attached to him from the very beginning, and I was always very excited to read a part that had him in it. He was very charming and well-natured and lovable, and I count him to be one of my favorite characters that I've ever read about. I was introduced to Finnick not far into Catching Fire. He had been mentioned before, but he was formally introduced in the opening ceremonies of the 75th Hunger Games and during the tribute parade specifically. At first he came off as kind of arrogant and I guess full of himself. It's the same thing, but he turned out to be hilarious, fun-loving, and charming, and who can resist his classic line of offering Katniss a sugar cube? Some fond memories I have of Finnick are when he was interviewed by Caesar Flickerman for the 75th Hunger Games, and he read a love poem that was meant for his love, Annie. Another memory of Finnick that I have is when he revived Peeta after he had ran into the force field on the perimeter of the arena in the 75th Hunger Games, which is just a good example of Finnick's heroicness. A sad truth was revealed with Finnick when Annie was kidnapped after the arena was destroyed in the 75th Hunger Games, and he could do nothing as she was being tortured and held captive in the capital. And he was very anxious and distressed, and this time of his life really showed how much he really, really loved her. A funny story of Finnick is when him and Katniss were in District 13, and they were in an elevator, and Finnick was in a hospital gown, and Katniss suggested that Finnick go put some pants on, and he was like, he didn't say anything at first, he just ripped off his hospital gown, and he asked her if him being in his boxers was distracting. Now to the sad part of this. Finnick's passing left a hole in the hearts of his fans and loved ones. During the rebellion, Finnick was assigned to the sharpshooter squad with Katniss, Gale, and later Peeta. They were on a mission to President Snow's mansion in the sewers when they were attacked by lizard human mutts. In a last act of heroism, Finnick fought off the lizard mutts as everyone else escaped, and as Katniss looked back to see him, she looked back just in time to see his head get bitten off by a lizard mutt. And since there was nothing she could do for him, she took the hollow that Boggs had given her, and she used the voice activator and said Nightlock 3 times, and threw it into the sewers and blew up all the mutts to get rid of them. Finnick Odair was one of the most charming, lovable, heroic, and kind characters ever to be written. He is survived by his wife Annie and his son, whom he never got to meet, but who reminds Annie of his father every single day. Finnick was not only an amazing guy, but a brave fighter and hero. His short life will forever be honored and remembered by those who knew him.